Hi, this is Dr. Martin's supplemental lecture on Chapter 25, Section 2. I'm going to talk about a group within the vertebrates, and this is a class, class Chondrichthyes. These are the first of the fish groups that we're going to talk about, and this group includes the sharks and the rays. Just to emphasize how important the fish as a whole, as a group are, there are actually more species of fish than any other group of vertebrates. So there's quite a large number of fish. So we're going to look at the Chondrichthyes, and first we'll talk about the two main groups, and then we'll go on and talk about, we'll go to the bony fish next. All right, so let's look at some characteristics of this group. And one important feature is that the skeleton is made up of a substance that is called cartilage. So they have really a cartilaginous skeleton. Cartilage is not as strong as bone. It is somewhat flexible. You have cartilage that supports your ears, supports your nose. So it's, again, not as hard as bone. The sharks are the first group within the Chondrichthyes that I want to talk about. And actually, let me erase this first. Characteristics or features. Everyone has heard of sharks. Certainly, you are familiar with certain species of shark. We all know that they are predators. So they are marine predators. They're actually a very successful group for a number of reasons. They have muscles in the tail that are important for locomotion. They have a number of fins that are really used as stabilizers. They have a dorsal fin. So that's the fin that you see sticking out of the water, or you don't want to see sticking out of the water in an area that you're swimming in the ocean. So the dorsal fin acts as a stabilizer. And they have lateral fins, and these are used to provide lift. The shark has some difficulty remaining within a certain height or depth in the water column. It is actually denser than water, but has different ways of becoming somewhat buoyant. It has a very large liver, and it is very oily, so that tends to help with the density. But in general, sharks have to swim continuously to position themselves in the water column. In other words, they have to expend energy to even just to sit above the ocean floor. So they, unlike other fish, they again have to expend energy, and that's actually fairly, takes a lot of food to do that. Okay, a fifth characteristic here has to do with the respiratory system. Number 5, respiration. Okay, sharks rely on gills to extract oxygen from the water and to get rid of CO2. The water flows in the mouth and out the gill slits. That's the flow of water. In order to continue to extract oxygen, they have to swim to maintain flow of water across the gills. So once again, they have to expend energy for respiration. A sixth characteristic, we'll talk a little bit briefly about the nervous system. The shark has a fairly sophisticated nervous system compared to some of the invertebrates we've talked about. They do have a set of sensory receptors that are in a row on the lateral side of the body. It's called the lateral line. These respond to changes, or really to vibrations in the water. They also apparently are able to sense an electric field. And that also gives them information about prey that might be nearby. Okay, so that's 6 characteristics of the sharks. Let's talk briefly about the rays. I'm not going to cover them in quite as much detail, but just a few features. Again, in the same class. So we'll change this to rays. So some of you are familiar with the rays. They have enlarged fins for locomotion. They have a tail, which often has a stinger that can be used to kill prey. And some of you might know that it was a ray that killed Steve Irwin. I don't remember when that was. It's been several years. The feeding characteristics of the rays are a little bit different than the shark. These guys, some feed on plankton, some are bottom dwellers, so they'll feed on anything that's located there. Okay, so that's the cartilaginous fish, and which is the class Chondrichthyes. Main characteristics are that we've got cartilage for skeleton, and includes the sharks and the rays.